You've always been the motivating CEO of you. June 22, 2015. Dear ones, perhaps you are finding it more difficult to concentrate in your 3D, 4D interactions. Granted, you most often add the right tidbit during a conversation, but you seem to forget words, times, and so many other 3D, 4D pieces. Such is so because you are jumping between times and places, and are merely a visitor in your 3D, 4D world. For you are claiming your CEO totality role. Such a statement has many ramifications, not the least of which is that you direct your being, not the universe's, God's, friends or your society. Accepting that piece alone is enough to create your current short-term memory loss. Have you ever been so busy you forgot the basics of self-care or activities common to you? So it is for you now. You are moving between veils, frequencies, dimensions and times. Checking out that piece, reviewing another, and determining how yet another piece fits within your personal mission statement. You have long prepared for this role, but along the way, you deviated some in areas you are not necessarily yet aware of. Your preparation to date has most often been learning to accept yourself and others in activities and realms. A preparation that did not necessarily clear those pieces in which you deviated. Given the density of 3D Earth, often those exploration pieces shifted to a self-anger or self-fear that you are now just releasing. So it is you trust yourself more than was true just months ago. And you believe you are indeed qualified to be CEO of your totality. Yet, you do not completely understand how your other segments fared throughout your 3D experiences, and most likely, this transition. So most of you elect to visit your various segments to gather information applicable for the whole of you to accept your new being. Think of yourself as a new CEO of a company with many unique divisions supporting the whole, but autonomous. Prior to this transition, most of your segments were discovering pieces for this transition in other dimensions, places, frequencies and times. There was no cohesive whole other than the need to move blindly in a certain direction. Now that you have created the framework of new you through your CEO role, you wish to visit each segment in the format that the segment requires, so your cohesive whole creates the totality of new you in New Earth. Each of your segments has most often been a standalone segment. There was no need to join the various segments in a cohesive whole, for each segment was tasked with gathering as much information as possible for this time, this transition. Information gathering that included all aspects of fear, experiences of 3D joy, and opening to possibilities dreamed of, but not thought reality. Your dream realities are now. For as you visit each segment, you function a bit as a fairy godmother with a magic wand relaying information that it is time to be fully awake. Helping your segments understand how their piece is instrumental in new you, how their courage, stamina, and diligent work was key in creating new you. In a sense, you are your totality motivator. You are the one visiting those of the past, proclaiming the wisdom and courage of those segments as they shift their thoughts from fear to love, within the framework of the time they are living in. Some of you have experienced messages from beyond or dreams, ahas or teachers who altered your thoughts about you and the universes. For the most part, those were the messages from new you, to your various segments. For indeed, there is no time. Even though your visitations to various segments, dimensions, times, and frequencies appear to be happening now, you have done so for eons and in what you label the future. There are no time constructs as you now think of them. You are changing you. You are supporting and learning more about your segments, and therefore, creating the aha moments you longed for, once you received your first aha. All necessary to fully become CEO of you. You are your personal motivator and have been for eons. Just as time has no relevance, you have played your CEO role for eons, even though it seems as if it is an extremely new role/thought process. You have always been you in your totality. It is just that you emphasized specific segments in specific times. Now that you are returning to a wake state knowing of your skills and capabilities, you feel more comfortable claiming your true title of CEO of your totality. You have practiced this role for eons, one segment at a time, with all segments reporting to the totality that is you. Those reports were in a memory bank until it was time to unite all thoughts, fears, joys and brilliance. That time is now. So you are finding yourself a bit more spacey than expected as you visit your various segments, motivating and informing them that once again you are a totality instead of numerous information gathering segments. You are not losing yourself. You are merely visiting long lost and forgotten segments of your totality, assuring them that the time they have waited for is now. Just as you are visited by entities throughout the universes including animals and nature, reminding you that the time is indeed now. You are in an exploratory/motivation stage of your CEO totality role. Perhaps you are discovering some creation surprises along the way as you visit your segments from past, present, and future. Know that you soon will complete this motivation exploratory stage. And when you do, nothing or no one can shift your being/your direction/your beliefs. You will be locked into your CEO role of New Earth. And thereby, a universal being with full exploration/skill development capabilities. So it is. So be it. Amen. Channeled by Brenda Hoffman. www.lifetapestrycreations.com